The Ultrahuman Ring AIR may just be the thinnest and lightest tech wearable you can buy. While similar in some ways to the popular OURA Ring, Ultrahuman seems to have created a pretty compelling alternative, especially for those who don't like the idea of a device that requires an ongoing monthly subscription, because with Ultrahuman, there are no monthly subscriptions. You buy it, you own it, and that's it. And as simple a difference as that may be, I think given the subscription fatigue many of us are starting to feel, it is enough of a difference for many to go with the Ultrahuman Ring AIR. And if you appreciate reviews that get right to the point without wasting your time, make sure to like this video or even subscribe to Connect the Watts to see more videos in the future just like this. Okay, so let's just take a step back for a sec and talk about why this is called the Ultrahuman Ring AIR. This is a brand new upgraded model of what was previously just the Ultrahuman Ring. In fact, I had been testing the original ring out for about a month when I was then made aware that a new and improved version would soon be coming out, and so I waited, and now that it is here and I've been able to use it, I can see why they went in this direction, calling it AIR, which emphasizes one of its primary differentiators, that it is lighter than pretty much any other wearable you can get, weighing just between 2.4 and 3.6 grams, depending on the ring size. Now, to put that in perspective, the OURA Ring, which is the next smallest wearable, weighs almost twice that much, ranging between 4 and 6 grams. Whoop, one of the next lightest, is about 10 times that weight at around 30 grams, though obviously the weight is much less an issue when you have something strapped on your wrist versus your finger. And when comparing wearing the Ultrahuman AIR to the OURA Ring, and even just the previous version of the Ultrahuman Ring, the lighter weight is fairly noticeable, and overall I do find it slightly more comfortable to wear. Now, a few more details about the ring itself is that it is 2.5 millimeters thick, so about the same thickness as the OURA Ring. It is made from titanium with an additional tungsten carbonate coating for additional scratch resistance. And as of the time of this review, the Ultrahuman Ring AIR comes in just one color, matte black, which I think looks pretty good. It is notchless and fully round, and it is rated for water resistance up to 100 meters. Now, Ultrahuman says that the battery life is good for up to 6 days, which I have found to be pretty accurate. I've had to charge the ring about once per week, so the battery life seems very solid, and it comes with a charging dock that takes about 2 hours to get to that full charge. Now, of course, the whole reason for having a smart wearable like this is to get insight into your personal health, and here the Ultrahuman Ring AIR provides a lot of interesting and useful data. Every day you'll get a quick breakdown with sleep, recovery, and movement scores, in addition to Circadian insights, all of which can be investigated further to dig into your personal data. And I'm going to dig into each of these areas to discuss what is tracked and its accuracy. But before I do that, I do want to mention that I have been testing the Ultrahuman Ring out between the original one and the AIR for several months now, and I think it is interesting to see just how much has changed within those months, especially when it comes to accuracy, because the accuracy of some of the metrics seemed really off initially, but after each update, they've become a lot better. And I'm glad I did not rush to get this review out, because I just would not have been as positive about the Ultrahuman Ring as I am today. So I think that is sort of a good sign to see so many improvements being made so quickly, and I hope that they continue on that track to keep making it better and better. So first, let's talk about the sleep index score, which is a score from 1 to 100, 100 being the best score that you can get. And here you can see your time sleeping versus time in bed, thus your sleep efficiency. You get your average heart rate while sleeping and your average HRV or heart rate variability. And below that, it will show you all of the categories which affect your sleep index score and how optimized they were. So here I can see I need attention for my heart rate drop. And if I click on that, it'll show me my average over the past 7 days, the community average, and more information on what exactly it means and how I might be able to improve it. Further down, I can see my average oxygen saturation, which is still in beta, and likely for good reason, as the oxygen saturation numbers are one area I think are still not always very accurate. So it looks like they're still trying to dial in how those measurements are taken. Then we have a breakdown of your various sleep stages like REM sleep, light sleep, and deep sleep. And there's even more here, like showing when and how much movement took place while you were sleeping, what your lowest heart rate was throughout the night, a complete breakdown of your HRV numbers, and even your body temperature. And being able to get full breakdowns like this rather than only seeing an average like you might see on other devices is actually a fairly big bonus. For example, while most most devices, including the Ultrahuman Ring and OURA, will give you a nightly average HRV score, I find it's actually much more useful when deciding how to adjust your training to see what your HRV was much closer to waking up or first thing in the morning. And Ultrahuman allows me to fully see all my data and be able to view that, whereas most other devices, for the sake of a cleaner, easier to read design, tend to hide that data. Now, in terms of accuracy for sleep, I found the Ultrahuman Ring to be pretty top-notch when it comes to determining sleep and wake times, and even detecting short times when I was awake throughout the night. As far as sleep stages go, it's important to note that no wearable device is going to be extremely accurate with that, but compared to other devices, Ultrahuman seems to provide roughly the same numbers, though I have found it tends to show a little bit less REM sleep on some nights compared to some of my other devices, though it can be hard to determine if this means the Ultrahuman Ring is more or less accurate. Heart rate accuracy while sleeping seems to be very much in line with all other high-end devices, so I believe that is highly accurate here. And though HRV accuracy was far from accurate when I first started testing the Ultrahuman Ring, the algorithm did change at some point and it is now much more accurate, though I think it still has a tendency to underestimate the numbers slightly. Now, when we dig into your recovery score, which is again based on a 1 to 100 scale, with 100 being the most recovered, it'll break down your resting heart rate, skin temperature, HRV, sleep index, and movement index. And it'll also give you an HRV interpretation based on how your HRV has been trending over the past 7 days, which I found very useful. Then there is a movement index, again based on that 1 to 100 scale, which tracks your steps, your number of active hours, workout activity, and calories. And as of now, the Ultrahuman Ring does not have its own workout mode, so it pulls workout data from connected apps like Apple Health. However, Ultrahuman does say that they do have a workout mode that enables real-time heart rate and performance tracking coming soon. And this could be useful for endurance workouts like cycling and running, but do note that like all smart rings, it is not advisable to wear them while lifting weights, as the friction between the metal weights and the knurling could cause the ring to get damaged or scratched up. And then there is the Circadian phase alignment feature, which helps identify the best time of the day for your workouts, meals, and light exposure. And it does this through evaluating what is called your sleep temperature minima, which means the timing of the lowest body temperature you had while sleeping. And there's actually a lot of really interesting science behind this. For example, during the phase advance, which takes place around 4 to 6 hours after your sleep temperature minima, that is an important window to get some movement and sun exposure to your eyes, which helps dial in your circadian rhythm for better sleep and overall health. And you can be notified about these different phases, which can be very helpful to at least be aware that they are there. And I did actually find it very useful in many cases, since I like to work early in the morning and I'll get a notification from Ultrahuman that I have around 40 minutes left to get my early morning sun exposure, so I know I have that much time to get my butt moving for an outdoor walk. Now, Ultrahuman also says that they have several other features coming soon, including the workout mode that I already mentioned earlier, stimulant window recommendations, which will give personalized recommendations based on individual responses to stimulants like caffeine to help you determine the ideal timing and dosage for enhanced performance, respiratory rate, which will provide insights into breathing efficiency and patterns during various activities and sleeping and exercise, and cardiovascular fitness. Ultrahuman says that they will be able to soon assess users' cardiovascular fitness by assessing your VO2 max. Now, all of this is great. And the big thing I think for most people is that you get access to all of this data without having to pay for an additional monthly subscription that other devices like OURA require. So while it costs around the same up front, currently the price for the Ultrahuman Ring AIR is set at $349 US, there is a lot of money to be saved every year by not having to spend money on a membership. The only sort of membership that Ultrahuman provides is for those who want to use their glucose monitor M1, which also pairs with the app in which the data becomes integrated into everything else that is tracked, which is pretty cool. But I believe that that glucose tracking monitor is not currently available for those in the US, so I wasn't able to test that out yet. So overall, I have to say I am very impressed with the Ultrahuman Ring AIR. Again, initially when I tested it out and the data wasn't that reliable, especially the HRV data, I was unsure about it. But after seeing improvement after improvement made over the past several months, months, I think it now delivers a really compelling option for those who want to track their health and sleep through a smart ring. And the fact that it is extremely light, comfortable, and durable is a big bonus. And of course, the fact that there is no monthly subscription required is a huge deal that I know many people who have been turned off by many of the other options, which all require that ongoing payment. As always, this is Colin Jenkins with Connect the Watts. Appreciate you being here, and I'll see you next time.